All right, so I'm going to try to do these kind of fast. This might be a 2, 3 part, 4 part, however many parts it takes to get this done. This is Mossad Black Ops and False Flags. Was written in 2008. I cannot find a updated version of this, and if you can find it, you may want to copy and paste it into a file on your computer. But here goes. A brief history of the Mossad Black Ops and False Flags. Mossad, shell organization for a Jewish Israeli terrorism all over the world. False Flags, committing an atrocious act and blaming another party or nation for it. The point is to turn public opinion against an entity and have someone else fight your battles for you. Listania. Churchill, who was half Jewish, leaked intelligence to Germany that Listania carried munitions, and then it was sent in a U-boat infested area. The ship was supposedly torpedoed, and a massive bomb exploded, killing 1,200. This set the stage for Wilson to bring the USA into World War II at a later date. Some of these names I'm not going to be able to pronounce, or at least pronounce them correctly. Kristallnacht, when government officials were away, Jewish paid thugs went on a rampage in Berlin and some border towns. Nazis were blamed and world opinion favored Jews. Bromberg Massacre. An estimated 58,000 German civilians lost their lives in massacres carried out prior to the 1939 invasion. A website on the atrocity at Bromberg explains how Polish Bolshevik Jews massacred 5,500 Germans on one bloody Sunday in 1939. This was a flashpoint in the Polish invasion. King David Massacre, July 22nd, 1946. Jewish terrorists blew up a hotel and killed 91 British soldiers and blamed the atrocity on Arabs. When later caught, they said the British had a list of their Arab spies and were going to turn them over to Palestinians. The goal of the false flag was to pit the British against the Palestinians. Lavon Affair. In 1954, Israeli agents working in Egypt planted bombs in several buildings, including a United States diplomatic facility, and left evidence behind implicating Arabs as the culprits. The ruse would have worked had not one of the bombs detonated prematurely, allowing the Egyptians to capture and identify one of the bombers, which in turn led to the roundup of an Israeli spy ring. RFK assassination, June 1968. Robert Kennedy is shot by a PLO busboy named Sirhan Sirhan. Kennedy was running for president and would have sought revenge over the Israeli killing of his brother. The use of a Palestinian was a little too Hollywood. USS Liberty, June 6, 1967. 6 fighters, 3 torpedo boats, and 2 assault helicopters attacked the USS Liberty. There were 24 dead and 177 maimed. F-4 Phantoms were en route when President Johnson stopped the rescue. Israel's plan was to blame Egypt and have the U.S. retaliate against Egypt. Black September 5th, 1972, 8 Palestinian Black September terrorists seized 11 Israeli athletes in the Olympic village of Munich, West Germany. In the rescue attempt by West German authorities, 9 of the hostages and 5 terrorists were killed. Israel and its Jews are once again the victim, and the Palestinians are the demons. 1976, Entebbe, Israel faked a hijacking to Kenya. Idmin was an Israeli puppet, and then pulled a rescue, portraying themselves as elite commandos. Arabs look like monsters, and the Israelis, having suffered countless persecutions, have decided to fight back. 1982, Abu Nidal, who was an Israeli black op agent, attacked the Jewish Goldberg's delicatessen in Paris. 6 were killed and 20 were wounded, of which 2 were Jewish. Pan Am Flight 73. A 747 was en route to Karachi, or from Karachi to Frankfurt, to its final destination of New York. 4 hijackers took control of the airplane. In the next 16 hours, they held 379 passengers at gunpoint, while the pilots escaped. The plane was stormed and 20 died. Beirut Marine Barracks, October 23rd, 1983. 241 Marines died when a truck packed with explosives blew up a Marine barracks in Beirut Beirut International Airport. Achille Lauro, 1985. Abu Abbas and 15 Arabs took over a cruise ship and threw a Leon Klinghoffer overboard. After 2 days of negotiations, the seajackers abandoned the ship. In this false flag, the Israelis turned world opinion against the Arabs, while once again portraying themselves as the victims. English policewoman shot, 1984. In 1984, Zionist Jews staged a protest outside the Libyan embassy in London. Approximately 25 English bobbies were used for crowd control. During the middle of the demonstration, a shot rang out, and a female bobby named Yvonne Fletcher was hit and killed. The shot came from a building used by the Mossad to spy on the Libyan embassy, but the newspapers overlooked that and blamed Libya. Israel used this false flag murder of policewoman Fletcher to turn the world opinion against Libya. And people wonder how come we can't get along. This is the shit that all the governments do. Alaya Airliner, 1985. Nidal's Black September group hit a jet with a SAM as it took off from Athens Airport. Although the rocket did not explode, it left a hole in the fuselage. Lockerbie, December 1988. Mossad blew up Pan Am 103 and blamed it on Libya. Unfortunately, the plane was late and blew up over land. All of the evidence pointed towards Israel. Israel's goal was to demonize the Muslims and lay the groundwork for 9/11. EMEA, 1992. Mossad blew up EMEA and the Israeli embassy in Argentina. Over 100 killed, and practically all of them were Argentinians. Luxor, Egypt, 1992. An attack on Luxor by militants in which 58 foreigners, most of them Swiss, were killed, 71 in total. Arabs blamed the Mossad. 6 gunmen disguised as police emerged from nearby cliffs and randomly at tourists visiting Luxor's Temple of Hattupush. The Egyptian Information Ministry said the Al-Gamma al Islamia group Vanguards of Conquest, according to CNN, is a revival